the 11th of August, would you believe? Yes, we're nearly halfway through August. Where did the start of it go? Let alone the other months. Where do they go? Where do they go as well? Yeah, they went a bit mad, didn't they? Anyway, very good evening to you, and let's get intro going and get this show on the go with our very, very special regular guest. So, how are you all? How are you all out there? I hope you're all well. I hope you're having a good evening, to say the very least. And yes, call all angels, hold them in your heart. They will hold your hand. That's nice, isn't it? So, welcome to the Cafe Clairvoyance. If you've never been to the show before, then may I say a big welcome to you. And may I also say here, we've got loads of people on already. So, a nice big welcome to you guys, to say the least, coming on here. And wherever you are in the world, please let us know. Just start typing in and let us know where you're coming from, who you are. And that'll be absolutely fabulous. And then we'll start tonight's show. Now, where are we now? So coming into August, mid-August, how are you? How are things feeling for you? We're having quite an interesting time down here in Spain. Lots of challenging energies and lots of different things going on around us down here. So wonder how things are for you guys where you are in the world. And part of this is due to the Lion's Gate energy, which is serious, but also the planetary energies which have been around at the time as well, has made things either very opportunistic or very, very challenging. Which one's yours? Maybe you've got both there. Okay, and maybe understand that part there. Good, loads of you coming on. Hello, hola, beautiful people. Well, that's very nice, Maria, and hola to you too. I'm just going to move it over here a little bit. Guys, what we'd like to do during the show tonight, this is the show that we'd like you to share live that goes out there. Let people know this show is out there. As during the show here, what we like to do is just make more people more aware this show is out there. It's totally free. Don't pay a thing except join in and share. So this is guys, this is what we'd like you to do. Well, this is interesting. We've got Deanne Fries from Hello from New York. And this is quite funny. We've got Katrina here saying hi from Milton Keynes. It's always the same, isn't it? New York, Milton Keynes. No, nearly. You know how it is, isn't it? Anyway, loads of people saying hello here. And Murthy, very good evening to you as well. And hello from India. That's nice, isn't it? We're going all the way around the world here. So we've got New York, we've got the UK, we've got Spain, and a lot of other people joining in. So absolutely lovely to see you all. And we're down to Marbella. What a lovely part of the world that is. We're scorching up here. So you guys down there must be double scorching. And we've got John and Pippa who are from Benita Chell, which is just down the road. In fact, yeah, there they are. Hello, I can see you. Yes, this is for you guys in Benita Chell. There you go. Probably hear that now, can't you? Yes, I thought you could. And who else is coming on tonight? Let's have a look at you people. We got Susanna wanted to come in. And also, Katrina says here, I'm for dental surgeon in the morning. I should go and dentist in the morning. How nice. But tomorrow I should come around and talk a bit like this. Well, I hope not. And what's this about dentistry? What's going on tonight? Susanna says, I've had all my back teeth out. Okay. Paul from Very Warm Suffolk, how's your teeth? Are they okay? Hopefully they're okay. And everybody else is coming on here. So, okay, so Tuesdays. Now, as you will probably, it's 37 degrees for us today. My God, it's in Milton Keynes. Crikey, we're in competition down here in Spain. In fact, there's even giving a little bit of competition to Tonya, who's down there, who's boiling. Hello, that's very nice, isn't it? Anyway, so let's what we do on Tuesday nights here, we have a range of different guests, special guests, different guests, all sorts of things going on. Last week, very, very interesting guest we had on here, who was Alessandra, and she came on the show, and she's talking from Denver, Colorado. If you want to go back and watch the show, by all means do. It's in the dusty archives of YouTube and Facebook. Get down there and dust off the covers there, and you can play the show there. That was absolutely fascinating. Talk about empowerment, especially for women. And actually, I took loads from that. I thought it was absolutely amazing just listening to the way she puts things across, and where she won't be, even if she gets defeated, she use that defeat to change things around. And it's interesting, actually. I was having a chat with another lady as well, and this is interesting. It says someone else said here, actually, it was Thaler from Milton Keynes, and she was saying here that to leave old past mistakes behind. Well, actually, look at mistakes and take them into and change it into retakes, so you could do it again. And maybe this is okay. Teeth? Right. Paul says teeth fine, thanks. That's jolly good. Okay. So Katrina just down the road says hello, as does Lydia, as does everybody else. And all this, hello to you all. Hello to you all. How's that? Let's give you all a hoot wherever you are around the world. There you go. I bet you felt that, didn't you? But it was absolutely amazing. And all your information coming in regarding the readings, we're just going to find out what the producer is up to. Yeah. She's running backwards and forwards. That's interesting there. And also here, she's to you guys there in the States. I imagine it's quite early for you. For this is for you guys, just to get you guys up. Come on, up. Get your pajamas, and get your cornflakes on the table there, and you can start watching this and just having a nice time. How's that? And just see what else is going on in the Cafe Clairvoyance group room today. That sounds about normal. Sounds about normal for that lot. Yeah, okay. Thank you. End of round one. Anyway, okay, right. So yes, oh, I like the idea of retakes. Nice one. Yes, don't worry about mistakes. Do retakes. So next time you get it right. Okay, that's good. And yes, don't forget, guys. This is the Cafe Clairvoyance. You're going to need your coffee. In fact, I just need this topping up. Excuse me. Would you mind if you could just top that a bit now for me, please? Thank you very much. A little bit higher. That's about right. You can stop there. Thank you. Cheers. So good. So you guys out there, it's time just to relax, just to chill out. And it's time now for me to bring on my very special guest, Helen Grady, and she's waiting up there in Ireland. In Ireland. She doesn't normally come from there, but she's there visiting family. But I think it's about time we brought on our very, very special guest. In fact, I think we're bringing on the trumpets here. And here she is, the wonderful Helen Grady, coming through from Ireland. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Phil.
Lovely to see you. And I think just a little bit of a round of applause for you coming on the show. Lovely to see you. And okay, so just a little bit of small talk. We're down here. We're going on about 33, 35 degrees today. What's it like with you?
It's absolutely beautiful. Normally when I'm in Ireland, it's teeming down every day. But I think we've had the weather after England. It's been glorious.
Oh, fantastic.
My mother's made up because she's doing all the washing and drying it on the line.
This is the only time that the washing line gets used. It's normally rusty as anything. Rusty as anything and probably falling apart. But now it's like, how do you use this thing? You don't normally get used to this. Okay, Katrina says, I'm Irish. I know what you mean there. I'm Irish. Which part of Ireland you're visiting, Helen?
I'm in County Mayo.
County Mayo. Now, is that down south?
No, it's west. The
west. Okay, all right. Shows I know a lot about
Ireland. In the hills.
Up in the hills. Very nice. Is that where they make the whiskies, up in the hills, the Irish whiskies?
Yes, the bogs.
Wonderful. Okay, so we're doing mediumship tonight. Spirituality, mediumship, just to get spirit messages across from you guys. Actually, you say you guys, your spirits come forward to us. So what we ask you guys to do is to think about your loved ones over there in the spirit world. Okay, loads of you coming through here. Tonya says her granny was born there. That's lovely. Actually, my grandfather was born there. And yes, I got Susanna says, I'm Irish as well. Limerick. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Brilliant. And here we go. Helen says, I'm from Suffolk, but that's not in Ireland. That's in England. But never mind, never mind. All over Taz. Hello, Taz. How are you? I hope you're well. Lovely to see you on the show. In fact, love to be great to catch up with you very soon, Taz, to have a little bit of gossip. Right. Okay. So for tonight's show, we're asking you guys here just to think about loved ones in the spirit world. What we like to do here is you're all coming in now telling me your nationalities. This is hilarious. Hilarious. Lydia says I'm a Scouse. That's not in Ireland either.
I'm not far from Liverpool originally, witness.
Okay, okay. Charlotte Ann says a very hot Dunstable. That's definitely in Bedfordshire. That's definitely not in Ireland. Okay, okay. I think we all need maps here. We all need maps where we're going. Tess says definitely. Okay, that means me getting back to her. That is not a town. And it's definitely not an island. Definitely, right, okay. Right, okay. So, serious now. Serious now. Let's get this going here. So we're out there tonight to go and bring messages from the spirit world. We are out there as well to ask you to think about loved ones who you would like to connect with. We cannot guarantee that we're going to bring forward the loved one that you would like to think of, but we do hope to work with you guys to bring through a message. We work with as many as we can, and if you don't get if you don't get a reading tonight, there's 2 other shows you can actually work with, but we keep you there. We look through the files there and then try to get a message back through to you guys. So Helen, just to remind people here, like me, you weren't born with this.
No. I never was. I didn't know anything about it.
Me neither. Because we were both in uniforms when we bumped into this.
It's in all of us.
Sorry?
Isn't it? It's in all of it. We're all born with it. It's just that we all come into it and develop it.
I think so too.
At different ages individually.
I think so too. I think it's, yes, because I think all of us get premonitions at some point, at some time.
Yeah.
And I think in our lives, this is something that we all get dreams about things and they go and happen. We all get feelings about things and they go and happen. And yes, so we've got that water element in us, which is very intuitive. Like we always say here, I can feel it in my waters.
Yeah.
And that's a northern saying here.
I think you're all right.
I can feel it in my waters. Oh, lad, there's a northern saying. Yes.
Yeah.
I think down near London we say we can feel it in the air. That's it. That's another element. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. So we've all
feel it in the water.
Feel it in the waters. Yeah. Yes.
And not the kind you drink.
Exactly. Don't forget, guys, teas, coffees, whatever it is, you need your drinks there. This is Cafe Clairvoyance. Cafe is always open. And yes, great. Okay, so it's been interesting actually working with the shows with you because most of them for you here, they seem to come through on your right side because I see you talking here and it seems to come through that way for you. And yet they come through on my left side. So for you guys out there, maybe you get feelings about things or impressions, and it'd be interesting to hear from you guys how they come through. Is it something that's on your left, on your right? Is it something here that you feel in front of you? Sometimes I've actually seen you here too, Helen, the way you work, that impresses on your chest.
Yeah.
We try to keep. Okay.
No, I know what you mean.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like I've always said, Philip, it depends on the spirit who is giving you the information.
Yes.
How they come and how they are comfortable doing it.
Yes. Most of the male spirits impress upon your chest. Is that right?
Well, I better not tell Kev.
Kev's our husband, by the way. Yes, he's a great chap. Anyway, good evening, Kev.
Yeah.
Whatever you're up to there. And okay, big thank you to the producer who's hosting the show tonight. Big thank you to Deborah. I think we give her a big round of applause. And also thank you to you guys who are coming in tonight. So many of you online tonight. It's lovely to see you all, and especially on such a lovely evening where I know you could all be down the pub or down the restaurants or watching EastEnders or something like that. Nah. Come to the Cafe Clairvoyance.
It's finished.
What's that? What's finished?
EastEnders, apparently. It's finished.
Is it? Well,
I
all
think so.
together.
I don't watch it,
Boom.
but I've seen it.
God.
Yeah.
Oh dear God. For some people, that must be the end of the world.
Still got Coronation Street.
Still got Coronation Street. Aye, lads. Aye, lads. No, I don't watch any of those. But anyway, oh dear. Okay, Susanna says, this is interesting. She says, I'm left-handed, so for me, it's the other way around. So she's left-handed, so they must, I imagine she means that they come through on her right. That's interesting as well, because I think Susanna's a medium. Yeah, she's a medium too. But left-handed comes through on her right. I'm right-handed. That's interesting. It comes through on my left. That's a very good point to make there. We're going to know which side they come on.
Well,
But
I'm
there again,
right-handed. They come everywhere.
they come every. Do you write with your left hand as well? How about your big
Yes, I can
toe?
actually.
We love curry. Oh, for goodness. Oh, dear God. Here we go. Here we go. We start this off now. Oh, no. Uh, okay. Back in September. Only know because husband works on it sometimes. Okay. Rightio. And Chaz says, enjoying the show tonight. Chaz, we're enjoying you being on. Lovely to see you. And Taz says, thank you, Deborah. And John and Pippa are laughing. That's very nice indeed. And and Ellie says, I feel it in my bones. Where's that from? That's from.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yes, that's when you're a skeleton. You know, when you popped your clogs, you're a skeleton, you're just there, the bones. Thinking, I feel it in my bones, I've got nothing left to be.
But that's one we use as well.
Yes. We'll have to look up here where that saying comes from, I see it in my bones. But that's the element of earth, which is interesting enough. The element of earth, we say feel it, we sense it in the air, sense something in the air, or someone has a certain air about them. And you say feeling of water. So we have to talk about fire somewhere, how the element of fire could work with this, maybe something through candles. Yes.
I think the feeling in your bones is the weather, isn't it?
Yes, I think that is
Detecting
too.
the weather.
Yes. Yes. Debs Harris says, evening, I'm babysitting my grandsons. We'll share. Have a great night. Ah, lovely. We're lovely. Oh, I bet your grandson's been totally spoiled. Can't beat a bit of curry and oh dear, Emma Dow. All those sounds, those songs. As soon as they come on, I'm out. I'm out of the room.
So does Kev.
Oh dear, oh dear. I empathise with people who suffer watching these. Okay, we keep saying newborn talking and laughing at noon. At noon, okay. Could this be my mum or dad? Would love to know. She approved us moving to Spain. I would love the power to speak to spirits. Well, everybody can speak to spirits. This is interesting because out in Spain, you'll notice here we're going to put on a few mediumship courses which are going to be online. And also, if you're in Spain yourself, I think you're from. Yes, you are. Yes, you're in Spain yourself. There's going to be some courses in Javier. So just keep an eye on Cafe Clairvoyance. We'll put all the posts up there for stuff starting in September. Good. We'll try to be there. Great. Okay. So how are we doing? 18 minutes past 8. Anything you've picked up? Anything's happened around you spiritually over the past sort of week or so that has been important for you spiritually that's sort of come through?
Well, I believe that they're all around us every day and every minute of the day. But I've been having time to talk. I always say at first, I used to think I was talking to myself and answering myself. But I send thoughts out and I talk regularly and I get answers back.
Yes. Now that's interesting because people think that you're a bit nuts if you do that. But actually self-talking is a very strong thing. Yes.
Definitely so. And especially at this moment in time for me, as you know, I'm here nursing my father.
It's it's a very difficult time for a lot of people. This Lionsgate time is very difficult. It's either very strong, but it is very strong, but it's very strong positive, or it could be very strong affecting things and oh my goodness, really taking stock of life and the value of life around us at the moment.
Definitely.
Yes, very much so. Okay, so yes, and I think here to you guys out there, what do you do? Do you talk to them? Do you just ask them for guidance? Because most of the time, I'd say to you guys, sometimes we don't ask enough for help for things that are important in our lives here, because the spirit world is just a dimension away, but there's a hell of a lot of energy over there. And an awful lot of energy which can help us a great deal. I mean, have you had circumstances in your life here where you've actually asked for help and then something's happened, something's made you feel like, yes, that got answered?
Definitely. Yes. Like I've said before, I was brought up a very strict Irish Catholic and I still speak to Our Lady.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I ask help is given, not in the way that you think,
Mm.
but it comes about in another way, but it's been answered.
Yes.
And I think it's very important that you do that than keeping things to yourself. So I believe self-help talking, whether you think you're talking to yourself, talking to spirit, or Our Lady, whoever you want to, I believe it helps.
I think it's a very strong point as well, because even when we talk about self-help and doing things like this, I think some of the important things that we can actually bring through for ourselves is we ask for help in something, and sometimes we want it to transform into a dream, into reality in some way, and sometimes it doesn't work like that. Some of the
No.
ways that actually work for me is I'm asking for help for something, and I want to know what to do. And want to know what to do. And for example, I could put it like this. This has happened, and I've actually used it, and it works. Is I'm really thinking about it as I'm going through a day, saying, I wonder how the best way to deal with this, whether I should not do something or do something. And I'm standing in a queue, perhaps in a shop somewhere, and I just hear someone on the phone just say, "Go for it." And I'm thinking, is that my cue? Because sometimes you've got to look at life. Life doesn't always come through the direct source thinking you're going to have your
Yeah.
nan come down to you with her hands together like this going, bless you, and this is what you should do. It doesn't always work like that.
Yeah.
Well, like that. I
You're
mean,
right.
yeah, sometimes it comes
I
through other
agree with that.
people. The spirits were with the people. Even the other one here, I think is a beautiful one, is birds. You haven't heard that one?
No. The robins.
Yes. Well, birds
Yeah.
themselves, even little sparrows. Sparrows are supposed to be in the
Yeah.
same family as robins. When you get those in your garden there, spirits somewhere around you.
And butterflies.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course,
Butterflies.
feathers. And feathers are
Oh,
too.
yeah. White feathers.
Yes, when you're thinking about something, it just suddenly appears
But
like
you
that.
know what? I have to be quite honest.
Please do.
I look at the logical thing. I think, is there any birds around first? And when there's no birds, then I know it's for real.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean? I'm not being
Yes.
dismissive of it, but a couple of times I thought, is the birds? And then, no, there's not.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe in the white feathers.
I definitely believe in the feathers here, and I was actually sat in my car feeling quite low about something and just hoping things were going to be okay with a particular emotional matter I was going through at the time. Well, I sat there in the car, the door was open, and I was talking to a friend of mine in America, and she was saying a sign will come to you. She says, "Do not worry, a sign's going to come to you." And I said, "Oh my God, it's just happened." She said, "What happened?" I said, "A spinning feather just came down and just landed in my feet." I said, "There's a sign." She said, "I told you, told you." But that was out of the blue. That was not something I would consider as normal at that moment in time.
Yeah,
Thinking, I'm just asking for help, and a feather comes down, like to say, they're there with you, going to help you. So,
of course
yeah.
they are.
Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so great, great, great to see you again. You always look fabulous, and always love your colours. Always love your colours. It's
Thank
like,
God for bad lighting.
I'll tell you what, that's making the lighting even brighter. It's reflecting. It almost goes. It's almost the same colour as our tiles look, and it's lovely. I know you. I thought you were trying to colour coordinate. Then I thought it was what it's all about. Right.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Let's go and have a little old look here, and just go back through the sites here, and let's go and find. Let's go and find a nice lady who is on tonight. A nice lady, and she's Tonya. And Tonya just wants to ask it. That's it, battle stations. That's it, battle stations. The glasses are off.
No.
I do the same. I'm just as bad. I can't read for people very well unless I have my glasses off. So, but the only thing is, we look at the screen, we can't see a thing.
Oh.
Oh, heaven help. We're trying to read their
I
names.
rely
We're
on
going
you
like,
to tell me if it's right.
I mean, I've been giving you different names to go through the evening just to complicate it because you won't be able to see where they are. Anyway, sorry, Tonya. Sorry, let's get serious now. Okay, right. Okay, so Tonya just says here, will I hear any news? Now, when we got a question like this, yes, we may hear some news. We hear news of the spirit world, but they want to pass over. We don't necessarily hear the news that maybe you're looking specifically at, but we just work to the very best we're doing. And she also has gone for the colour pink. So me being a aura medium, I love working with colours, and then spirit tends to come through the colours for me, and then I pick up that way. And Helen, she picks it up her way. So but I tend to work through colour and step into that area of vibration, and then I tend to come through. Now, it's interesting here because as I'm thinking about the colour pink, immediately here I get a lady who wants to come through, and she's vroom, straight on me here, and she says to me here, she says here that there's, although you want to hear news, what is it you're feeling very vague about? There's a vagueness. So although you want something to happen, would you understand there's the opposite energy that says here, well, maybe I don't. No, don't, because this is the energy she wants. And also here, she just wants to give you a big E that starts off her name. So I almost pick up Eileen. Not Irene, that's E. But I just want to pick up a big E to start this lady's name. And she's coming through. She's very happy to come over. She says here that she was very uncomfortable in her body before she passed. She said everything ached, everything wasn't right, she says here. She's in a lot of discomfort. And but first of all, she's coming through to me. She's also got a gentleman with her as well, a man here who I imagine may have had Alzheimer's or dementia before he passed, because he's actually coming through and saying here, I don't know where I am. But this is just how they would say it when they were alive. But when he's on the other side here, he's just saying, it's giving me an indication who he is. He says he had Alzheimer's or dementia. He didn't know where he was. He's coming through as well. And this impression I get around you at the moment here is, there's a story I feel for you, Tonya, to unfold, which needs time. No magic answers just yet. This is the third thing they're telling me, but this is not in the negative for you. This is the positive for you. And all you got to do is hold on a little bit here. Now, there's going to be some changes in your life here. They're telling me here that come up through September. But I pick up here, there's going to be, who's the B name, like Bernard. He's just given me this guy's name as well. And but I'd just like to say here, there's going to be some interesting times here coming up for you. But the colour pink is interesting. It's protective around you. It's very protective. But which way are you looking at things here? Because there's a side that says, yes, I want something to happen. There's another side that says, I'm not sure if I do. So, yes, it'll be interesting here to see what you think there, Tonya. And hold on, Lol, she says here. Whoa, hold on, what does all this mean? Hold on, Lol, she's laughing going off. I think she's trying to get everything set up there. But she just says, woo. Okay, all right, and hold on, but she's there anyway. Yes, so, Helen, what would you, if you feel anything here, what would you like to bring over here? Because you look like you're pleasant.
I don't know whether this is for this lady at the moment, but from earlier on, when I'm getting ready, I had the name Ralph shouted out and the name Doreen. Now, I don't know if it's from the lady, but this gentleman was pestering me quite a bit, saying, don't forget and say my name. So if it's not for her, fine, I've had to give him off. Now, when you said the colour pink, I thought of candy floss straight away.
Yep.
And the sugar and the sweetness. And as I said that, a gentleman came forward. He didn't say his name, but it made me feel like he passed with a heart condition because he gave me the pain in the chest. And I feel that the pain was, he passed. So it was quite quickly, although he did suffer a while. Because it's making me feel as though it's like stents. Either stents were needed or stents were put in, because I can feel it.
Okay, she says it's not for her, but if Tonya, if we could take the, keep going while you're going here, because someone's going to come up and say, yep, that's for me.
Right, yeah. This gentleman now, he's brought a lady through as well. Now, it's not necessarily the gentleman that, the names that are given first were what I had to give off first. It's not necessarily this gentleman that I'm talking about now.
Okay.
And he brings a lady through with him. And he's got his arms round her and they're swaying.
Oh, lovely.
So obviously they're together. He didn't actually say it was his wife, but that they are together. Now then, there's been talk here about a baby. And I don't mean one that's passed to spirit. I mean, there's talk of babies around this person, because they're now showing me a crib. But I have pink and blue blankets placed in. And these two people are just stood laughing and watching. And they're saying, we are watching, even though we're over here, we are watching. And they would talk similar to me.
Okay, so it's Northern England.
And I've just been given now a piano.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's the man or the lady that the fingers are going up and down on the piano playing, I want to say pub songs, you know, kind of lifting, nice songs,
Okay.
not concerto or anything, because he's making me feel as though I want to put a pint glass on the top of the piano and I want to play it and drink and oh, it's lovely.
Oh, brilliant.
Now, this means that there are many keys on the piano, so there's many opportunities in life for this person, but it's up to them which tune that they play.
Now that's interesting because I would say something similar along the line here, Tonya. Would you understand this? Would you understand it going back a little bit earlier? We're talking. There was a lady here who came through, and her name was Eileen. So she wanted to impress straight away upon you, but she also brought a gentleman through who had Alzheimer's or dementia because he was a bit vague. I know your internet went down there, but I do feel something here is for you because they're telling me here to hold on, and wait for a bit of time here. Although you're saying here, will I hear any news? Yes, you may hear news, but what is it? What is it that you're not sure about? Something that you feel like you want to happen, but maybe you don't want it to happen. So you got some decisions there to make. Yes, okay, but if there's anyone else out there who would understand Doreen, and the other guy's name was
Ralph,
Ralph. That's it. I was going to say
he
right,
was adamant, he kept going on and on.
Ralph.
I don't think it was for
Doreen,
this
Ralph.
person, but he
Okay.
was adamant he wanted to give the names out because there'll be somebody listening who will take it.
Okay.
Because I thought it's a bit of a name that's not
Ah,
used all the time.
now just coming over to Tonya. John and Pippa, would you understand Doreen and Ralph? Doreen and Ralph, please. She said, my mum and dad ran a working band club for years. We've just had a little girl. So that's interesting what you're saying there. I'm not trying to tie things in immediately.
Yeah.
Eileen is my mum, but she is here. Then that's then that's absolutely fine because we're getting a link. We're getting a link here. So this is your mum's mum. This is your mum's mum here. Now I understand that. So part of that message for your mum, I think we had a divided message that came in here, and maybe, but this is always interesting. Always interesting because we're doing this live and we're doing this just by audio, just by a written feed. Yes,
It's hard.
yes. Yeah, okay, it is hard, yeah, and as I was swaying when you said swaying, so that's interesting. Okay, yes, we're chopping it. Yeah, my granny, yes, absolutely. She was saying here just to reaffirm this here that the pink color here is just saying just to be a little bit on the side there. Now we're getting a little bit confused, so I'm just going to move things on a little bit here, so we don't get. I think there is something there. Although you say not Ralph or Doreen, you would understand about the piano, and I think there's some of the working bands club, and somewhere the messages are coming here. But let's just got goosebumps. So it's here. Yes, I think it is. Right. Okay. Let's go and move on, and let's go and find. Let's go and find Denise. Let's go and find Denise. Hello, Denise. So, just to come back to you guys there, and I'm sure here you'll probably understand here. John and Pippa, hopefully you understand a bit of message there. But please look at the names. Please go and search the names just in case it does come up somewhere. And I'll leave that there. I'm not going to go on to other people saying, does this fit anywhere else? But I think there is two parts there, definitely. Okay, Denise. Denise comes through here and she goes for blue. Excuse me a minute. Will I find the ring I lost? Oh, don't we just love definite ones like this? It's sometimes good to have an open one and a definite one as well here. So Denise says, blue, the colour blue, will I find a ring that is lost? Ring that is lost here. And as I'm with this here, the colour blue for me is bringing through a young man. And I'm dancing. Now we were dancing earlier, but now we're dancing again. But this guy here had a very good connection to do music. In fact, he doesn't necessarily show me, Denise, that he is actually connected to you through family or relationship. This guy showed me here that he's actually outside of that, but he knew you. But he was a guy who passed, quite a young guy here, but loads of energy. Loads of fun here, loads of magic and lights around this guy. This guy just showed me lights. It had something to do with performance. And Denise, he's coming through here, and he says here that, okay, if you've lost a ring, the first thing I go and say here by this guy here is look wherever it is connected to do with sheets, laundry, anything in that area. That's what I would say by this guy. The way he's just given me the vision of laundry. Laundry. I've got to go on about laundry. And in the area, or where there's sheets stacked up, where you got old sheets, maybe an airing cupboard, or somewhere in something like this is where there's something to do with the ring. But no, it's not lost. No, it's not lost. It's just not found just at the moment. So it's not lost. There's interesting here with the colour blue around you here, because there's an element needed here. Would you understand here there's a need to have to lighten life a little bit, Denise, and have a little bit more fun around you? And just picking up this here, we'll stop being so serious and put it all dark toned. We've got to come a little bit more fun in life. Hang on, this is what we need. We need a bit of this in your life. Sound good? Sound good? Yeah, I think that sounds good here. Yes, that sounds good. And yes, that's great there. So yes, this is what it's showing me here. Would you like to say anything there? Would you like to say anything to Denise?
Well, when you gave me the colour blue, I felt that this lady has been feeling a bit blue lately. And even though she can't find the ring, she's actually found something that she thought was lost recently, within the past few weeks.
Okay.
That she not a ring, but she's found something else that she thought was lost that means something to her. And then all of a sudden I had a man's hand put in front of me, but it had part of the finger missing.
Okay.
And I thought, well, show me a little bit more. And it was a big hand. So it was a big man. And the finger was gone.
Okay.
Now, the gentleman stands back again. He brings a younger man in with him.
Okay.
They were connected, but they weren't. Do you understand? So they must have known one another.
Okay.
They must have known one another. And I was just shown a motorbike. Boom, 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 boom. But the older man brought it in, and then the younger man stood next to it. Right. I don't know whether he said she or Sheila.
Okay.
Now, he gives me the month of February that will mean something to the person receiving the message. He also gives me March, and he gives me October. And he gives me the number 14. Now, whether it's the 14th of a month or a door number, I'm not sure. But the number 14 is significant too. And this motorbike's revving up. And this man keeps putting his hand in front of me with the missing finger. And he's as though he's saying, stop, to this person who we're giving the message to, stop now. Stop doing or feeling what you're doing. Absolutely. There's no need for it.
Absolutely.
It's like, hold on a minute. And if he was here, he would do that for her.
Yes.
And she would listen to him. She would listen to him.
Yes.
Now, he's been just giving me a big white flower. You know, like daisies, them great big massive daisies.
Yes, almost about the size of sunflowers.
And he's just giving me one of them to give to her.
Yeah.
As well as the flower, the colour white is new beginnings. And this is what's needed. Get rid of, if I said get rid of the tat and the,
yes, I
can't say that word, but you know what I meant. Mm-hmm. Then everything can move on forward. But he's a lovely man, but big, because his hands, ooh, even though the fingers part missing, he's big.
Yeah,
big personality too. And apparently this person who's receiving the message has a big personality, but hasn't been using it lately.
Now that's interesting.
Hasn't been using it lately.
Interesting. That's very interesting here, because I get a feeling here that you're absolutely bang on with this here. I get a feeling this young chap who's around me, he almost likes to want to put things in his hair, even though his hair may not have been super long. Like, for instance, like dreads or something like this, or some sort of colour here. He wants to really come through with bounce and happiness. And it's interesting here because he says, okay, I've got to say Charles. I've got to say Charles here. But also, I've also got to say here, and it's interesting to say about motorbikes. So this guy, you're talking about a motorbike, guy on a motorbike. I am feeling this. There's a particular guy here, because he was quite young, actually passed away on an injury to do with possibly a motorbike, but the injury was too severe for him to come back, so he passed away there. That's an interesting thing there. I also pick up here too with him Yes, they're saying a lot about laundry, and they're saying a lot about where clothes are. Is like no, it's laundry, just laundry, like sheets, blankets, covers, things like this. Is to look in those particular areas, and I think is where we've found. Yeah, but it's not lost. It's not lost. It will be found. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. We've lost these a little bit, and sometimes I know the feed here sometimes is a little bit slow. But let's go and have a look at a very nice lady called Charlotte. Charlotte. Now, hello, good evening to you, Charlotte. I hope you're well. I hope you're well out there. And I'll be the first time on the show here. And it would be lovely to read for you this evening. She just wants a general reading. Charlotte just wants a general reading. She's gone for the colour green here, and she's also colour green, colour green. Now, normally a colour green would mean to be here. Fantastic, great, new beginnings, new starts, new vibe, new vibration. Everything is just like rocking and rolling. I don't pick up this. I don't pick up this here initially. What I'm working on here, would you understand, Charlotte, that you're working on a part of your life you're looking to let go of? I'm feeling here there's a part here. Yes, hello, Charlotte. Hello, lovely to see you there. And yes, Charlotte, would you understand here that you're looking at a part of your life here to actually let go of before you can actually move ahead? And the focus here I pick up for you because I've just heard a little lady who's just come from behind me, and she's just reaching up to put a hand on my shoulder. So she was quite small. This lady's quite small, but she just said Nan. She was quite small. She says she had a sick bowl. She's given me a sick bowl in front of her. She says I was very sick before she actually passed over. She's given me a lot of, oh dear, just not being very well. But she said eventually her body just said, no, that's it. That's it. I'm not doing this anymore. And but she also wants to give me a smell of those salts. Salts she's given me, lots of salts. Now, I know in the olden days they used salts, but she's given me a smell of these, is it Epsom salts or things like this? Is that, yeah, whatever it's for. Anyway, I'm just hearing this, but she gives me this here. And she's actually telling me here, she says here, there is a connection somewhere, I feel quite possibly, to do with very country area that she may have been connected to. And it's interesting here. That she's interesting here that she says here that there may have been an Irish connection to Charlotte. There may have been an Irish connection too. Now, as I'm working on this, she would like to step forwards to you. And she's saying to me, she says, yes, he sees you making new beginnings. But it's interesting here. Would you understand if I said to you to not rush just at the moment, to sort of let go of the past, let go of what's been going on around you, especially when it comes to people maybe needing to let go of a little bit here, and just be in a bit of a tranquilo, that's Spanish here, but a tranquil phase just to get through to the towards the end of the year. And I feel you're in a better spirit. You're in a really good place. Grandfather's just here, grandfather, and I'm just trying to get his name here. There's a military uniform for him, and he's just marching backwards and forwards. He's a very, very bouncy man. And yes, I'll be talking to him in a minute. He's just making his impression here. I get F to do with like Frank. F to do with, yes, do this name here. And he's coming through to let me know that there's something about boilers. He worked on boilers somewhere. He just gave me big boilers, whether it's to do with ships or whether it's to do with the job he used to do after working in a military uniform. But Charlotte, he is here, and he just wants to let me know that he hasn't been happy by the way old planning has been going, and it makes you feel like, yeah, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm just fatigued. That's what he wants to say here. But I'm not going to carry on more. I'd like to go over to Helen there. Helen, what would you like to say? What would you like to pick up?
Well, while you were talking about the colour green, is it Charlotte, did you say?
Yes.
Now, I had a young female energy coming through when Charlotte's name was mentioned. And this female was saying to me that she was a friend of Charlotte's. And it was such a shock when she passed. But she's saying what will be, will be. But she's telling me that Charlotte's being led up the garden path. Something, that's the words I have to use.
Yeah.
She's been led up the garden path. And she needs to wake up. Now, she's showing me witches and cats, which I love witches and cats. And I don't know whether it was this young female energy. She's not told me her name. She's saying that lots of people turned out for the funeral, and it was such a shock. But I wouldn't say it was young school age, maybe young 20s. Give me a name. I don't think it's her name, but it connects as the name Angela given. And I've been given milk Now, what the milk connection is, I don't know, but I'll just give the milk. It's up to Charlotte to decipher that. And I'll just give, because it seems to be coming in spurts and pictures at the moment. Right, she has been led up the garden path, not just emotionally, but something to do where somebody's pretending to be her friend, but is really going to try and stab her in the back. And I feel it might be a bit work-wise. And this girl has come through to, please give me a name. If I described her and said she was slim, and I want to put a plait in me hair. I can't actually see the colour of her hair because she's showing it me as a negative on a film. They're bringing all the old ways that I used to work. You know, like instead of showing me a self, it's probably just to keep me busy. But I want to plait me hair. But she had lovely hair. But please beware, she's watching and only come through because she's never been through before. But she's come through to say, just watch, will you? Just watch. And I feel that they were in the same group of friends. Right, she's talking about bonfire night. What that means, I don't know, but bonfire night is significant for her. Charlotte probably will understand, or one of the connections with them. She had a sweet tooth because she's giving me, you know, like a bar of rock, but the very slim ones. She's eating loads of sweet rock. You know, like the candy sticks you get at Christmas, but a long one. Oh, I think Charlotte's got a bit of a sweet tooth because she said, you're not having them all, she's having them. So that is just a bit of fun and laughter and a bit of like proof to who it is. She also talks about Paul. No, that's it now. It's just come, said a piece. Just beware. She came and gave the message that she wanted to give, and she's gone.
Okay. Just coming back to me here. I've got this gentleman marching backwards and forwards in front of me here. He's quite a tough man, and I totally agree about feeling that just to be careful about what you're being led up garden paths or things that could be quite conflicting. I feel like you've got to let go of the realize this, grow to realize this. It's interesting. We just had this particular period we're going through, which people think is just the 8th of the 8th, which is where Sirius is concerned, and the Stargate. No, it's not. It's the Lion's Gate. It's not just a period. It actually goes on for a little while. So we're going through. This is why people's energy is just like up here and down there and over there and over there. It's all over the place. In many ways, whether it's for the good or whether it's not so good. But this particular time, you've got this opportunity to really have these aha moments and realize that you're actually going into a stronger place if you were to re-listen to yourself and really let go here. Sometimes it's very difficult to have people who are nice to you, but you realize that they're not being nice. It's very easy to let go of someone who's arguing with you. Yeah. Yes, good luck there, Charlotte. Good luck, and warm wishes to you, and I hope you have a lovely remainder of your summer, and hopefully see you soon. Right. Wade comes on. Hello, Wade. Hello, Wade. Hi from Farming, Norfolk. Hot here. 35 degrees. Oh, my. Colour baby blue. And could I possibly ask if there's anyone out there who wants to talk to me? Thanking you a lot. That's really nice of you, Wade. Wade, lovely to see you. Lovely to welcome you onto the show here, and hope you are well. And Norfolk is one of the most beautiful counties in the UK. I don't care what people say about Devon and Cornwall. That's nice too. Or Derbyshire, or wherever it is, or Shropshire, or even Cheshire. I think Norfolk is a beautiful part of the world, but let's have a little look here. So Wade, okay, colour baby blue. Could I possibly ask this anyone out there wants to talk to me? Thinking you a lot. If you want to go first of all, if you'd like to pick up something, I'm just seeing you at the moment, just registering something there. By all means.
Well, when you said the gentleman's name, I got terrible gut trouble, really bad guts, and I don't know if it's the gentleman on the earth plane or it's somebody that's bringing it through.
Okay.
And it's more the bowel than the stomach.
Okay.
I have to say it's both. It's him and somebody in the spirit world.
Okay.
Come on. Right. I've got a lady coming through first. She's tiptoeing in and she's dragging a gentleman in with her. And I mean dragging him in.
That's hilarious.
Mm. They actually both suffered with the bowel condition, but it was the gentleman that had it worse. One was one thing and one was another. Right. Let's just say I got over it, but unfortunately, it didn't stay there. Do you understand what I mean? It didn't stay there. I got over that, but it didn't stay there. But it's no use crying because this gentleman, this is how he would have been. It's no use crying. What will be, and what is done. But always remember the good times. And this gentleman here, this Wade, needs to stop doing the good times as much because he's doing the wrong things. And that's why he's suffering. When they say go with your gut feeling, you should always go with your gut feeling. And this man doesn't here on the earth plane. He listens to what other people say. Instead of going with his gut feeling, he's making wrong decisions. And then when the results are not what he expected, he's blaming others when really it's his own fault. Saying in a nice way, just go with your gut feeling, Wade. Baby blue. Now that's a strange colour for a man to say. So I feel that this gentleman has a real soft side to him.
Mm-hmm.
He makes me feel baby blue to me is soft, pure, clear, and I feel that that's what his heart is. His heart is. Oh right, the gentleman that came through said yes, but it needs to grow a set.
Mm-hmm.
I can't repeat what I was being told, but he will know what it means. You need to grow a set. It's all right being nice and all this, but you need to be strong.
Okay.
And I've just been given a great big cigarette lighter, and it was never off. Apparently, it was always going, being lit. And just as he was going, I just heard an echo of a name, Sam.
Okay. Okay, lovely. Wade, what I picked up here was something to do with learning education, whether it's teaching or learning. And I also pick up here. There's a few people want to come through to me. I've got I definitely don't pick up a grandmother here, but I got a very very nice lady who would talk very politely, very respectfully, but she'd be to the point. Should be to the point. Very very nice lady. But she tells me she's an aunt, but she's on your grandmother plane, but she was an aunt here. Yes, that's right. My wife wears the trousers. Oh, hilarious. That's right. Oh, that's just hysterical. Thank you very much, Wade, for sharing that. Now, there's something to do with education, learning, teaching. There's also here, they're showing me that they are working with you now. They want to work with you because would you understand that you want to embrace your life and really take it up a few notches? I think it is about having the strength of your life now to come up. But I always get the feeling here that people are encouraging you to get stronger, to get better, even if it means you go back into a type of learning. But there's a lot coming up here. And I've also it's interesting to hear about that chap here. I also get another chap coming through here who was, in a sense here, he would have been a man you would have been scared of because you wouldn't have liked him. Wouldn't have liked him at all. But what he's showing me here is that, in fact, he actually goes for the First World War. And I've actually got to say straight away, I'll say, Bill, this chap comes over with you and he says he wasn't liked. He was very direct. In fact, he was almost like Angry Bill. If I put him like that, because he's always angry. He's always like Mr. Angry. Yes, I'm going into teaching. Yes, I'm going to brilliant if you do that, because I think you would then come alive, and I think you would need to reach the top. Absolutely, and if you follow that path and follow that mindset and follow that drive that you can do things now, because in some respects here, like we have that, I've just been trundling along, didn't know where I was going and where I was going to do in my life. All of a sudden now you realize, yes, I know I need to get my act into gear. I really think you'll do it, but push. Really be, and I'll tell you what the word I'm hearing here for you, consistency. Be consistent. Stay consistent. Try say that after a few Matildes. Because sis. Yes. Anyway, there you go. That's wonderful. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Eleni says pink. Anything for me? Anything for me? Anything for me? Now, hang on a minute. I've just jumped the queue here. I'm just going to go this way. I'm just going to totally annoy the producer. And for the producer, I just saw this just come up before Eleni. And this is Deanne from New York. And Deanne asks here, she says, hi, Green, does anyone on the other side know if I received the money I'm owed? If not, why? Should I keep pursuing? Should you keep pursuing? Okay, now, interesting here, Deanne, just to say if you're in New York, good afternoon to you, I think it is. Yeah, good afternoon. And I hope it's nice and warm over there because it's absolutely scorching over here in Europe. Well, the first thing I'd like to say to you here is well, I do pick up the money and I do pick up here. Yes, I do pick up here. Stand on the ground you're on to fight what you know is right and believe in it. I've got a gentleman here as well who is like a father figure to you. Well, this is father. In fact, I'm just working out his energy. A slightly vague man or distant man in some respect here. Just get distance or vagueness. Almost like he's coming through, but his relationship with you here may have been vague or distant. But he's trying to come over to you here because he wants to say to me, he says, look, just stay focused on what you're doing there and just keep going. Yes, should you keep pursuing? I would say yes. Mm-hmm. And because, do you know what I think here is a funny old thing. It's almost like you're pulling the old coin machine, but you're waiting for the cogs to line up. But you've got to keep pulling this machine until eventually, ching, it lines up and then the money comes to you. But you don't have to put money into it. You just have to keep pulling it. And it's time. So keep pursuing. That's the handle coming down on the machine, is to keep pursuing. But eventually here, the money that you're owed, however you feel, comes to you. Yes. Anything you would like to say?
Well, when you were talking about the gentleman, I've got a gentleman here. I think it's the same one. And he's sitting doing this, rolling his thumbs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's watching, and he was the thinker. That was the distance. The personality was the thinker and rolling. And he's telling me that you fell at the first hurdle, but you just dust yourself down and carry on regardless. Because if he was here, you know that's what he would have told you to do. But he's watching, and he says, it'll shape you, girl. It'll shape you.
Mm.
Now.
Yeah.
Right. He's showing me dollar bills, but the dollar bills that he's showing me are not yours. This is the person who's here. I think the money came, whether this person borrowed the money or took it out of somewhere to pay something, hasn't got it back, and tried to, and then was rejected. And that's why he's saying, you fell at the first hurdle, get up, dust yourself down and carry on, and you will get it.
I think you'd be.
And he's watching you every step of the way. Before he goes, he's giving me an ice cream cone to give them. And they'll understand what that is.
Good. Brilliant. I've just been shown an anchor chain as well, the chain of a ship. So I'm talking about ships. I've got anchors and chains going down the water with an anchor on the end. Just get association with a gentleman who's there as well. Yes, so the ship's almost like under sail, like something is changing. Keep going, yeah, keep going. And I hope that helps you. To everybody else here, I know, Eleni, you put in a question there, but what we'll do, we'll be back on tomorrow morning there. And it would be great to see you guys then. For people who just joined us, we're just at the end of the show, but by all means, you can go and watch it in the archive of Facebook and YouTube, which will reload there. Actually, no, Deanne, that's very nice of you. And thank you for saying this. Thank you. It was an awkward question to ask, I know. And I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Because it is difficult sometimes, I know, to get when something is quite strong in your life. But thank you very much indeed. And for everybody out there, we'd just like to say thank you for joining the show. We're on tomorrow. In fact, just to give you a little preview about what this is about. So I'm on tomorrow with my good friend Guillermo, who's a psychologist and astrologer. And we work again. I work again with mediumship, numerology, and a tarot. We put the show together. And yes, if you'd like a reading tomorrow, guys, we need this way in advance of 11 o'clock. That's when the show starts in Spain. Way in advance. We need your date of birth. We need a colour, and we need one question. That's it. That's it. Thank you to everybody here, and lovely to see you guys. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you, John and Pippa, and thank you to Katrina, and thank you to everybody here. The producer says thank you and goodbye, and yes, we've also Susanna Flowers. Yes, she's saying thank you, and Cheryl says brilliant show as always. So it's always a pleasure. Helen, hang on, I ain't saying goodbye to you yet. What are you saying goodbye yet? Oh. Hang on, wait. Just to say thank you very, very much to me again. And what a lovely evening it was. Lovely talk, lovely discussion. And I think everybody enjoyed it there. It's interesting at the very start getting 2 messages through probably at once. And yes, but absolutely lovely to see you. And yes, we'll see each other again shortly. I can't remember what date it is next time, but we've got that down there and we'll be letting everybody know. But you look fantastic. Thank you very, very much for joining us. And both Deborah and I, the producer. I know. I've got to say this. It's in the script. Anyway, but I wish you a wonderful evening and say hello to your good partner there, Kevin, and see you very, very soon. In the meantime, guys, have a lovely evening, a lovely remainder to your day wherever you are in the world, and or a good morning, whatever is going on. And thank you very, very much again, Helen, and thank you to everybody else coming on. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.